Journeys. Journeys tend to be more successful when you're clear about where you want to go and how you're going to get there. And talking to someone who's been there is always going to be better than any guidebook you could read. You shouldn't limit your horizons either. So today I wanted to bust some conversational AI myths about what you can and can't use conversational AI for. Okay, so a lot of people believe that you're always going to get a better experience from a customer services agent. And okay, if you had a limitless supply of people working 24/7 who are not in any way overstretched and could always answer the phone within 3 rings, yeah, maybe. But we all know that life isn't like that. I've spent a lot of lockdown myself on hold to companies, wishing I could talk to their CTOs about putting some conversational AI in for them. 90 minutes later, still on hold. So yeah, I think that one can be challenged. Similarly, I think people look at conversational AI through the lens of what it could do maybe 5-10 years ago. The technology has moved on a really long way, and conversational AI can do a lot more than just answer your questions, as we were covering earlier. The ability to actually have it automate tasks for you in the background, have it actually allow customers to completely self-serve is there now, it is real, it is completely doable. Another one that's common is people think conversational AI is just chatbots. And I think you debunked that pretty thoroughly already, but it can talk to you on WhatsApp, SMS, on the phone, Facebook Messenger, sky's the limit, email even. I mean, it's an unusual use case, but people still send a lot of email in the world. I should build conversational AI into my applications. This is a common thing we see, is people try to enclose conversational AI within their app, but really it's an enterprise level capability. If you're putting this in, you want to be able to put it in across your system estate. It's your single lens into how you speak to your customer. No complicated portal where I'm searching around for what I need to fill in. Just a simple conversational layer that can interact with your back-end systems. I just need to pick the right software. Controversial perhaps, but there are a lot of good conversational AI platforms out there. Part of it is picking that, but also a large chunk of it is just understanding your use cases, making sure you've really picked the right things to tackle first, the things that will really drive value for your customer, that you're taking a data-driven approach to find those things, to make sure that you're really doing the right things, and also that you're designing conversational experience as well. Because with the best tool in the world, you can design a terrible conversational experience. This may seem like an odd slide, but if you're going on a journey, you also want to know where not to go. Infinite looping, oh yeah. I think we've all seen examples of bad chatbots, and getting stuck on a question and giving no way to get out of it is a very painful experience. I think no more needed to be said. Not building an escape route. Now this is kind of related, but there will be times when your user just wants to talk to a person, and that's okay. The conversational AI should try and help them, but it shouldn't, what's the word? It shouldn't prevent them from getting to what they're trying to do. If they want to speak to a person, they should be able to speak to a person. Here's another one that really bugs me when I've used chatbots that aren't great. You've given information, and it's effectively thrown away. Either the conversational AI doesn't remember it, or it passes you off to a live person and they don't have access to any of it. Again, over-promising, so yeah, I can solve all of your problems. That's probably going to just lead to some disappointment along the way. If you're clear about what it can and can't do, that's going to be better for you and give a better experience. Expectation management is a good thing. Now, here's another little bugbear from my perspective. If it's an end customer facing thing, an approach that's essentially using auto-translation under the covers is never going to deliver quite the same experience as something that is designed to be sort of native speaker. Okay, what should you be looking for in a conversational AI platform? What do we look for? Obviously, accurate intent recognition. I mean, we talked about this earlier. That's super important. If you've got overlapping intents, you want to be sure that those are cleanly understood and you're not going down the wrong path. Something that's quick to configure and maintain. And I think the and maintain in many ways is more important, because you're going to spend a lot more time maintaining what you put in than you are going to spend putting it in. So you want a tool that's going to be really easy to maintain as well as to initially put in, and that's very important. Obviously, being able to easily integrate with things, and that's front-end connectors in terms of channels to speak to the customer, but it's also your back-end systems and third-party systems. You want to send a message to your CRM system about the fact that you've had a conversation with a customer, stuff like that. Again, you want a platform that's going to be extensible, scalable, something that is going to, give all of the needs of your business, support your whole business, rather than just solve this one little problem over here. You want a nice, clean separation of the machine learning and the speech recognition from the actual conversational dialogues. The reason for this is this technology is moving, and you want to be able to switch those things out as other better things come in without having to throw away all of your conversational dialogues and start again. You want a clean architectural separation that is going to defend you from the future as best you can. You want to be able to remember context. We talked about that already. And also the ability to handle interruptions and then resume smoothly. So if you divert off to a path, the ability to cleanly resume, because people do, in natural conversation, wander off in different directions. Now, 6 things you didn't know you could use conversational AI for. Outbound contacts. A lot of people think it's all about inbound, but it's a really powerful thing for being able to reach out to people, particularly through messaging, because I think maybe outbound IVR can be a bit intrusive, but outbound WhatsApp, outbound SMS, you can have a two-way conversation instead of just sending an email or a letter, which may get ignored. Being able to use multi-channel, I think we talked about all the different kinds of connectors, but voice assistants, voice isn't all about IVR, voice assistants, Alexa, Google Assistant, all that good stuff. Responding to emails. I mean, email is an old channel, but there is still a hell of a lot of emails sent in the world. What if your top 10 customer services queries that arrived in your email inbox were handled by your NLP engine? Now, this probably takes some technology in partnership with Teneo, and that's where CGI really comes to its fore as a systems integrator. We're all about the intelligent automation space, and more of that in a moment. Supporting live agents by listening to the customer. That's another good use case, because it's not just about being able to directly speak to a customer. And integrating with intelligent automation tools. So if RPA is the hands of your robot, NLP can be the brains. And putting some of these technologies together, machine reading, open banking, RPA, you can build comprehensive solutions that can genuinely take people out of the loop and deliver real value. Okay, we have a give it a try. So anyone with a phone here can just scan that QR code and have a play.
And this actually also works if you're online. So you can actually scan your screen.
Yeah, you literally can scan your screen. Some parting shots, building a center of excellence. Think about this that is something your business should be able to do across the board. Start small, and that is the important point. Start. We all know how well a single leap works in the cartoons. You hit the wall and you slide down. But start as well. Don't be paralyzed by thinking it's too big to tackle. Start small and expand. And this is the thing. Customers might say in surveys, oh yeah, I want to speak to a live person, but really, I want to get my problem solved and quickly. I don't care how it got done, it got solved. And conversational AI is the answer to that. It never gets tired, it scales a lot easier than a person, it's a lot faster to train than an army of people, and it will always pay for itself.